morning, Heavenly Father, for this day and so many other blessings that you have blessed us with. We ask you, Dawn, that you continue to download in them what needs to be said unto us, that we may be better people, families, communities. We may be better citizens, state, and a better world just for you. So, Father, we just thank you. We give you praise. We glorify you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. And we say a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. Thank you, Bishop, for that prayer. Every day we rise is a great day to be alive. And welcome to the Seven Cities Forums of Hampton Roads presents Portsmouth Coffee Talk. My name is James Overton, and I'm here with the Talk of the Town, the other Talk of the Town hosts, Leah Drake Stith and Thomas the Colonel Chapman. And we are here this morning on WGPL 1350 and Facebook Live on Leah, and later on YouTube. So when you go to YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Well, good morning, co-host. How you doing?
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Glad to be here. Another one.
Leah, I hope you have your coffee because you had quite an amazing Mother's Day weekend.
And unfortunately, I've had no coffee. My daughter has no coffee in her house.
Oh, that's right. Anytime you're up there in Maryland, yeah, that happens. But hang in there. I think the subject matter today will keep you awake.
I think you might be right, James. You might be right.
Before you introduce our guests, and the Colonel might have a disclaimer there, and you all can see. This gives you a little hint what I guess I'm representing this morning. And I also, well, anyway, go ahead, Colonel.
Yes, the views listed on this program are those of the host and our guests and not of the radio station. But before we start, Leah, what year did your daughter graduate Hampton?
Samara, was it 93?
95.
95. She graduated twice from Hampton.
95, we had our undergraduate at the same time, 95, and then 97. Either 96 or 97 for her master's.
Okay.
And Samara is also a Hampton graduate and Norfolk State graduate, like you, Colonel.
Okay, all right. I was before them, and so I'm the original. So it's all
So you are the original, huh?
Yes, I'm the original.
Okay.
Yes.
So we got to.
You and Booker T. Washington.
Yes.
Oh, standing on the ground, pointing in the direction of the Emancipation Oak. So,
Yes.
When it was Hampton Institute.
How about that?
But it's all good. Harvey gave his last commencement speech this weekend.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So it's time to change.
I missed that, and I need to go back and hear what he had to say. Was it inspiring? I'll say, okay, we'll go on to Portsmouth Coffee Talk. Colonel's at a loss for words, so.
Yeah, go ahead and introduce your special guest this morning.
It is indeed my honor this morning to have as our guest none other than the Vice President for the IC Norcom Alumni Association, and none other than Miss Samara Montgomery Leathers. Samara is a 1991 graduate of IC Norcom High School. And I like that shirt you have on, young lady.
That's right. We celebrated our Dirty 30.
30,
yes. Yes, we just celebrated our Dirty 30. And so I have to represent with the class of 1991. I appreciate, thank you so much for having us on. And I just want to give a shout out to my mom, Joyce Baker Montgomery, class of 1965. Happy Mother's Day, Ma. But I had to give her a little shout out.
I understand. And we also have with us Misty Hayes. Misty is also from the class of 91. And Misty is our membership chairperson for the IC Norcom Alumni Association. Welcome, Misty.
Good morning. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
And as I told Misty, I need her comedy tour voice on today and the energy from her comedy tour on today, okay? But
Yes,
anybody who
yes.
knows Misty, Misty is quite a hilarious young lady. And so I need that person to show up. And I know she was in Portsmouth this weekend for the Derby and Divas event. And so she's had a whirlwind weekend as well. So Misty, I want to say welcome to you as well. So we have two class of 91 online today, representing the IC Norcom Alumni Association, which is a combination of the old and the new. I'm from the earlier classes. So it's good to have these young ladies on board. And it was my goal to make sure that we get more young people involved in the IC Norcom Alumni Association. And so I want to say to both of you, welcome, welcome, welcome to Portsmouth Coffee Talk. So today I represent both Portsmouth Coffee Talk and the IC Norcom Alumni Association. So welcome, ladies. Welcome to Portsmouth Coffee Talk.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So, James, did you want me to start, or did you or Colonel want to start? Or
Yeah, I just want to say, I've already registered for the walk around, and I think I'm gonna run around this year.
All right, okay.
If y'all see me lapping you, please have some oxygen and maybe some pain pills.
EMT staff on
Probably
duty.
a
EMT
cardiologist,
staff will be on duty.
That's right.
Probably a heart doctor might be,
Let
I'm
me
going.
find out you gonna-
wait, Misty.
I said, let me find out that he's going to sprint.
He's gonna be like that horse that came from behind in the Derby and won the Derby.
One horse that came from behind.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to say that, and I'm representing, and I've already registered, and hope everybody. But you can register the day of, but it's advantageous to register before.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
It is.
most definitely.
And the advantage is that the class, it's important for the early registration for the Norcom Walk Around, for those who may be wondering what we're talking about, is an event that's taking place on this Saturday at IC Norcom High School outside of the stadium. It's a time for family and friends to come together. It's a time for us to raise money for scholarships for the Norcom Scholars. And it's just a fun event. Generally every 4 years we would have an IC Norcom grand reunion. And that's where all of the classes come back together to celebrate having graduated from IC Norcom High School. However, due to COVID, we have not had our grand reunion. So last year, Samara was the vice president of the Alumni Association under Lynn. You were vice president? Oh, okay, no, okay. She was not the vice president, but she joined last year.
Yeah, I did.
And she came up with the idea of the Greyhound Walk Around. So we had our first Greyhound Walk Around last year, and this is the second annual Greyhound Walk Around. A great time for families to come together, bring the children out. We're going to have food vendors. We're going to have vendors out there. It's just a good, fun time to come together. And the main thing is keeping the Norcom legacy alive, keeping the awareness of Norcom High School alive, as well as helping us to raise money for the scholars of IC Norcom. So this is our second event. And as James mentioned, you can go online to register by going to www.icnaainc.org. That's www.icnaainc.org, and go to the fundraiser. And there you can, when the bar comes down, you can sign up for the virtual walk around. And I'm gonna say one more thing, Samara, and I'm gonna bring you all on. And the purpose of the early registration is that we wanted to know what class would rule the yard based upon the number of individuals who registered to come. And that class will have a special tent on the yard with a special table and chairs and just a place for them to relax and to show that they are the great Greyhounds who rule the yard for that day. So we're just looking at, we're excited and looking forward to this event this weekend. We put a lot of time into it, and we need to make sure that you all get registered and come out in support of the virtual walk around. Samara, there's some way that I can get you to share a screen. How do I do that?
Just hit my name and you should be able to switch me to host, and then I will share my screen. Did you hit my name?
I hit your name, change host.
Okay. I'm not, see, I told you you'll be able to do it.
I'm learning new things every day. Every day is a new learning experience.
Good. So if you can, let's see. Hold on a second. Oh, okay, I'm already on it. Okay, so these are pictures from our walk around from last year. And as you can see, we have Mr. Slim Overton and his beautiful wife. He represented last year. This year, we're having, as our president stated, we are having Who Will Rule the Yard. And we are trying to get as many people to register in advance as possible. And so when you go to fill out your form, on the form, it does list, where is it? On the form, it does list if you are you associated with a graduating class? If so, who would you like to give credit to? And you would just put the year of that class in here. And our flyers that's been going around is maroon and gray. It tells you when it is, which is this upcoming Saturday, May the 14th, 9 to 10:30. And vendors can start registering and setting up at 8 o'clock. The walk starts at 11, and we get things cranked up after 12. So after 12 o'clock, we'll get things cranked all up. Misty will be there. This will be the kickoff of Misty's big tour, right, Misty?
Indeed, indeed. And I'll be signing autographs as well.
That's what I'm talking about. So we want to, it is a family-friendly event, and we would love for you to bring your families. I know that individuals become a little apprehensive with COVID, but that's why this event is outside, and it was outside last year. For it to be the first year last year, I believe we had a pretty good size turnout. We did line dancing. Some individuals, we typically walk for a mile, but some individuals, if they could only do a lap, they did a lap. For those that wanted to do more than a mile, they did more than a mile. And for those that just wanted to sit on the side and root people on, that's what they did. So it's something for everybody. But again, it goes to help the students of IC Norcom with scholarships and anything else, not just scholarships, but anything else that the students may be in need of. That's why we're here. The Alumni Association is here. Misty, did you have anything else you wanted to add? And first, I need to say, last year when I was coming up with it, I was chair of fundraiser and just trying to think of different things. And Misty and I were talking. This is my best friend since forever. And she was like, I said, well, Misty, we got to do something. I mean, it got to be something. You know, Greyhounds, we like to get together and gather together. What can we do? And I see something, but I just don't know what it is. Why don't we have a walk? And she was like, walk around. It could be the walk around. And I said, yeah. It could be the Greyhound walk around. Let's try it. Let's just try it and see. And we tried it, and to me, it was a big hit. So Misty, anything you want to add, huh?
Sure. I just wanted to encourage not just current Greyhounds, former Greyhounds, but also Portsmouth residents. It's a wonderful event. More importantly, it's a great cause. As we all know, the children are our future, and we do have to invest in them and their success. So come out, bring your families. I mean, even Saturday when I was at the Delta and Q event, you know, I was asking graduates of other Portsmouth high schools, Woodrow Wilson in particular, to come on out. You could be an honorary Greyhound for a day and represent and support a great cause, because it is a fun, family-friendly event, and more importantly, for a great cause. I remember last year, you know, some classes walked together. We also sang cheers and chants, and it was just a great time. So come on out, do your part, and have a great day. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well.
Plus class of 91, we'll rule the yard.
Hey,
I just want to throw
hey.
want to throw that out there. But if other schools would like to wear your school colors and come, sororities and fraternities, Deltas, I need you to show up and show out.
Exactly.
Members of Delta Sigma Theta, across Portsmouth Alumni Chapter. Thank you. Spring of 90. Oh God, it's been so long. Spring of 90.
You're old, but you wise. You're wise.
I am.
Seasoned.
That's right.
You're
That's
seasoned.
Seasoned.
Yes.
Well, so are you, Sissy. So are you.
I am, Sissy.
That's right. Okay.
That seems to be what happens when the Norcom family come together. We just tend to just love on each other, remember great times and great events in our lives. And so that's what's going to take place on May 14th on the grounds of IC Norcom High School. You young ladies did a great job of presenting what will happen. I'm going to give the Colonel and James a chance to ask you all some questions now.
Hey,
Sure.
Leah.
Yes.
Oh, I guess when we get back on the screen, I have a.
Oh, let me switch hosts. I apologize. There we go.
Okay. Look, I just got off the phone with my heart surgeon, and he retired. He's in Hawaii now. He retired. He happened to be watching. He told me, just walk around, don't run around, because he's retired now, and he's in Hawaii. He doesn't think he can get here fast enough if I walk around. I'm gonna retract that and say I'm gonna walk around instead of run around, on the advice of my heart surgeon. So
Well,
you
James,
are a wise man. You are a wise man. Because
well,
I
James,
was getting ready to issue you a challenge. I was getting ready to say, come on, I got you. Let's get it. Let's get it. Who can walk the fastest, Mr. Overton?
yes, you know, I can walk. I'm gonna walk backwards. I can do that. I'm gonna walk backwards.
I was about to mention, when coming through BWI Airport on Saturday, they have now where they teach you how to do CPR. So they got a machine in there to show you how to do CPR. So James, I was on that machine, so I was learning. So in case you do walk around, I know how to do CPR to bring you back to, okay?
Okay, did you finish that class now? I want to see your.
I completed that class, okay?
Okay. But I want to ask this, because there might be some people on that went to the Colonel's High School, Western Branch, that might not know about the Norcom alumni. So for those people watching like that and don't know, talk about the significance of the IC Norcom alumni, and why this annual fundraiser now is so important to what y'all purpose is.
Okay, let me just mention that next year, IC Norcom High School will be 110 years old. For many years, Norcom was the only place that African Americans could go to high school. Therefore, Norcom had become a tradition, a family tradition, where your mother went to Norcom, then the children went to Norcom, then the grandchildren went to Norcom. That tradition has kind of ceased since integration, okay? But 110 years we've been a high school. And in 1983, Miss Helen Edge in her kitchen started the IC Norcom Alumni Association. She was fellow classmates. I think they were from the class of 58, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong, but they started the IC Norcom Alumni Association. So we've been going strong since 19, what did I say, what year?
58, you said.
Since 1958. So I'm losing my time frame here, but anyway, so we've been around for quite some time, and our purpose is to raise money for the school, to help the school in any way that we can. We are similar to a college alumni association in as much as we have all the classes that come together. We celebrate together. Like I said, every 4 years, we have a grand reunion. That used to be our biggest fundraiser, has been our grand reunion. But the money is raised so that we can give scholarships. We give scholarships every year. This year, we'll be presenting our scholarships to our scholarship recipients. We're going to have a scholarship luncheon on June the 11th. We're having a scholarship luncheon where we will present the scholarship to our recipients. Historically, what we have done is,
just for maintenance thing, your live is just showing single pictures, so you need to hit gallery on your Zoom.
okay,
So,
all right. It's on gallery. I wonder why it's doing that. But okay, how is it doing now?
on your page, well, let me see, because it's kind of delay.
I
But
see.
go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead and finish talking.
Samara, is there something that we need to do on your end? Because I have gallery on my end. I wonder when we shared that mess up.
Okay, switch it back to you as the host.
Okay.
And so all you need, so what I'm gonna do, hold on one second.
If y'all need me to, I can call IT support.
Okay, we need IT support, that's for sure.
You might have to call Tyrone.
Hey, how about
Right,
that?
exactly. Or better yet, call Jesus.
Okay, how about that? The better call.
I know that's right.
There you go.
I don't know why it's not switching back,
Okay,
because
so
I do.
I just switched it back.
Okay,
Get it? So now you're the host,
okay.
and now you should be able to switch to.
Okay, I'm back on gallery. Okay, so we come together. We used to come together. That was our biggest fundraiser, was our grand reunion, and that was when all of the classes from IC Norcom come back to celebrate together. And it's amazing. At our last grand reunion, we had people there who were approaching 100. I think there was one lady who was over 100 years of age. And the amazing thing, they come together, and when they sing the alma mater, everybody knows the alma mater. I don't care what class they come from. And it's amazing when we go to the school and the children say, oh, you mean they know the alma mater? Yes, we remember the alma mater. We sing our alma mater. We come together. But when we come together, like I said, not only do we raise money for scholarships, but say we have raised money to get choir robes for the choir. We raise money to help with the band, to get instruments. We raise money to buy items for the football team, for the basketball team. When we were grand champions, General Short and Dolores Short, who are members of the Alumni Association, they purchased rings for all of championship rings for all of the fellows who had been in who were winners of the basketball championship. So we come in and we assist the schools on every level. And this year we had an especially pleasing time. Mr. James Cullen and Kathleen Cullen, they have the Portsmouth Greyhound, which are actual Greyhound dogs. And they brought those Greyhound dogs into Norcom High School for the students to actually get to see a true Greyhound and to ask questions about the Greyhound. So we're about enlightening the students. We're about helping the students with the history of Norcom. We are about just being there to celebrate the thought that Israel Charles Norcom had this dream to have a school for African American youth where you instill in them what it means to be great men and women. That's what we celebrate. And we invite other schools to come out and join us. And like you said, Misty, especially the Wilson family who don't have a school anymore. You can come out, you can be an associate member of IC Norcom High School. We welcome you. And
We
James
do.
Western Branch, we welcome you as well, Colonel,
All
from
right.
Western Branch. So come on out and join this great a body of people who come together and show love for each other. That's the Norcom spirit.
It is.
Indeed, indeed.
So
There is no other place like IC Norcom. So yeah.
It's just something about, it's something to me, it's something about our culture. It's something about tradition that is embedded in us, that has been embedded in all classes. And you talked about the alma mater. I remember our class every year would go on the trip to nowhere when it would dock out of Norfolk. And I remember we would get on the ship. And when we had our dining time, it was one year we had dining with other Norcomites. We took over and sang the alma mater. It was just something that, and so all the other people on the ship were looking at us because it was, I mean, these were individuals from like classes of 50 something. They were older generations, but we had our Norcom shirt on because we were celebrating our, our yearly anniversary. And so we just took over and we sang the alma mater, and everybody was just, had their mouths open and recording like, wow. But that's one thing, we're very heartfelt and we're very competitive, as you could tell from when Steve Harvey used to do his hoodie awards, and we would always go up against Cass Tech, which was my cousin's school. And I think when that would happen every year, that was just a true testimony of how strong our Alumni Association is, because his radio show is syndicated. So it's all over and it's not just restricted to a certain area. So when we would go up against Cass Tech, who would have 1,000, 1,200 people graduating at one time, Norcomites would come up and show out. And I used to love that every year.
And and I was blessed to go to Las Vegas with Lynn Browley the year that we won. Each year we would come in with we would be like second place.
Yeah.
And the year that we won, I was in Vegas with Lynn Browley, and we were just so excited because the host, I can't remember his name. He is a sportscaster, apparently went to Cass Tech. And when he said, and the winner is, and they were just so shocked that they graduate like thousands of people. We don't graduate that kind of numbers at Norcom, but they were just amazed at the fact that this little school in Portsmouth, Virginia was able to beat out Cass Tech as the best high school for the Hoodie Awards. And that was an amazing event. And Colonel, I see that your lovely bride, Antoinette, is on here, and she said, "Go Greyhounds, class of 78, nursing." Okay, Antoinette, we expect to see you and Colonel out at the Greyhound Walk Around on this Saturday, Antoinette, representing your class.
Yes.
But, and as Samara says, there's something special about a Greyhound. I was on a cruise once, and this great Slim.
Yeah, we have to
switch over.
So we want to thank all the listeners on WGPL 1350 AM for listening today. And we will continue, of course, on Facebook Live, but the listeners on WGPL, come back next week and join us, and as we will be here at 6:30 as usual on Monday mornings. So Leah, you can continue on.
Yeah, I was saying there's something about Greyhounds. I was on a cruise. I was on a Mediterranean cruise, and this white gentleman came up to me. I had on my Norcom shirt because I wear a Norcom shirt whatever country I go to. I wear a Norcom shirt. Okay. He said, "Ooh, you're from Portsmouth, Virginia." I said, "How do you know that?" He said, "I know all about Norcom High School." I said, "Oh my goodness." I say, "Here I am in the Mediterranean, and this man is telling me he knows all about Norcom High School, And in another event, I went to South Africa with Dr. Leon Sullivan. And when I got to South Africa, I had gotten in contact with Bismarck ambassador, retired Bismarck Myrick. And when I was in Johannesburg, Bismarck says, "Oh, you're a Norcom graduate?" I had not met Bismarck at that time. He says, "You're a Norcom graduate." He said, "You're in Johannesburg? How can you be in Johannesburg and not come and visit me in Lesotho?" So he was the ambassador to Lesotho at the time when I was in Johannesburg. And I flew to Lesotho, and he and his daughter treated me as though I was a queen. I stayed at the embassy in Lesotho. I had the embassy drivers to drive me around. You know, that's that great Norcom connection. That's that great connection that we have as a family. And that's one tradition that we're trying to bring back to the school, to the students who don't know, who don't understand their history, who don't understand the people whose shoulders they stand on. And as a blessing of that, the librarians have decided this year that they're going to start a Norcom corner in the library, in which they're going to have the alma mater up on the wall. The Alumni Association purchased a showcase, which they will have artifacts from the past in the showcase. The young people will have tablets in which they can sit in this corner, and they may be able to check on Jim Overton's name. And when they check on Jim Overton's name, it's going to come up that he sat on the bench for the basketball team. He was a great bench sitter. And that's what we know about that James Overton.
Most bench time in history, in Norcom history.
Bench time in history.
In the
But he
Hall
was
of
on the
Fame.
team. But he was on the team. That's the amazing
That's
thing.
what matters.
That's what matters. He was on the team. If they had gotten a ring, he would have gotten a ring too, right, Jim?
And he would have.
And I'm looking at my leathers right now in basketball and track. I'm looking at them right now across the hall. Hey.
Antoinette says that she and the Colonel are out of town this week. And I forgot he told us he's going away for 10 days. But she says that we have her support. So Antoinette, we thank you so very much for giving us your support. Thank you so very much.
They'll be with us in spirit.
And they're with us in spirit. We know we have the Colonel's support as well as we try to raise money for scholars at our Greyhound Walk Around, which will be this Saturday at IC Norcom High School. Registration starts when, Samara?
Registration starts at 9. The walk starts at 11. And we have vendors that will start right after our walk at or around noon.
And you know, and one other thing I need to mention about the memberships, Misty is our membership chairperson. And when Samara and I took office in January, since January, the memberships have been coming in like crazy. It's been so inspiring.
Well, I wonder why.
Yeah.
I love Norcom High School. I guess you all can feel it in my soul, in my spirit. But we have had more people to sign up as lifetime members. Lifetime membership is only $400 for a lifetime membership. You can pay it all at once, or you can pay it in installments, as long as it is paid within that year's time.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of lifetime members. We gave Ambassador Bismarck Myrick his lifetime plaque at our last meeting. And the meeting before that, we gave Coach Savage, who would turn 97 on July 1st.
What a blessing.
Got his age right? Yeah. We gave Coach Savage his lifetime plaque the month before. And it's just, it's just so inspiring. And I wish that we could play the kind words that came from Coach Savage when we gave him his lifetime membership. The regular membership is only $25 a year. You spend that at McDonald's in 2 days.
That's right.
And you do.
And if you got more than 2 people in your family, you spend it on 1 day at McDonald's. So we invite you to join the Alumni Association. We have a beautiful website which Samara has designed for us. That's the importance of bringing young people on board. You can go to our website, you can sign up, join, you can pay. through this electronic system that we have. And for those who don't choose to pay through electronic system, you can send it to the IC Norcom Alumni Association, Post Office Box 3322. Laura, Francis, you're on here. Make sure I give the post office box correct. And you can pay by check for those who still write checks. But we're just excited about an associate membership. If you did not go to Norcom, but you just have a love for Norcom, you can be an associate member. Thank you, Michelle. You can be associate member for $15 a year. But I tell you what, once you join the Norcom family, you never leave.
Yeah.
So I've been on my soapbox. I give you all a chance to say something now.
You know what, Leah, I would tell you, even though I'm a Western Branch grad, I would tell you, if you ever talk about the city of Portsmouth, Norcom is synonymous with the city of Portsmouth. And I am lucky that I got my bride out of there in '78. And so I have that connection there. But I even have another connection that the Norcom family grew up 3 doors down from me in Cedar Grove.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Yes. And they even their descendants now, Jimmy is the surviving son that lives down in Houston. We FaceTime, Facebook every so often when events come up. And so, yeah, so I even have even a longer history with the school itself, having grown up with his parents, the Norcoms, and now son. And actually I served with the son who was a captain in the Army, and he got out when he married his wife way back in the day.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's good. My grandmother, yeah, her house is in Cedar Grove, and I never knew that.
Who's your grandmother?
Montgomery on Flintfield Crest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Alberta and William Montgomery.
Okay. Oh, Lord have mercy.
That connection, that Portsmouth connection is something else.
Yes.
Deep.
It is.
Deep.
Yeah, I used to, my brothers and I, we used to hump papers of everybody out in Cedar Grove, so we knew everybody.
All right, good, okay.
Yes,
You know, and I was blessed to attend church, St. James Episcopal Church with the Norcoms. It was an amazing thing to grow up in St. James Church, because not only were the Norcoms there, but the Waters were there. You know, and William E. Waters is notoriously known for at IC Norcom, that circle in the school that we dare not walk on. During the time when we were in school, the younger folks, you didn't have to put anything around it because everyone knew not to walk on the heart of IC Norcom. And but that was there when Mr. Norcom was the principal. He would stand right there in that spot, and he would stand there. And when the students walked through that building, they knew they better be on point. You know, no hats on the heads, you know, dressed appropriately. And he never had to say a word. You know, he ruled with dignity, but he was a strong ruler. So, so I was in church with the Norcoms as well as the Waters family. So, which is a blessing. And in fact, Lydia Waters Thomas recently contacted us when we highlighted her father during the time we were highlighting those individuals who led the Norcom family. So there's such a rich connection, Colonel. So since you have that connection, Colonel, you can join the Alumni Association. We welcome you with all of our hearts. And you know, and it's important that I mention this time that Miss Beverly Odom also is she's the lifetime chairperson for the IC Norcom Alumni Association. She handles all of our lifetime memberships, and Misty, of course, is our membership chairperson because we moved electronically this year, because for so long we were doing things on pen and pencil. But this year, Samara brought us up to the new age where you do everything electronically. And I know a lot of people are still afraid of doing transactions electronically, but everything is secure. Whatever you do on our website, it is secure, so you can be comfortable and You can do your membership. You can make donations. You can really, it's safe. It's safe, people. It's okay. You can pay through Cash App, so we have all methods of payment for your memberships. We just need you to join. That's the main thing. We need you to join so that we can help the students of IC Norcom in whatever way that we can.
Yeah.
So Leah, as you say that, so if I go to this icnaainc.org, you can make a donation for the walk, right?
Yes, you may, Colonel.
So you can go there, pluck on there, and they'll have a button there for donations.
It says donate. If you go to the join, I believe it's under join, and I'm trying to remember. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna tell you exactly. Okay, stop. Okay.
So while you work on that, so how many years is Norcom out there?
We 110 years next year.
Mhm.
Okay.
109 and strong, right, Ms. Aunt Leah?
I'm 109 and strong. We're
109
pushing.
and
We're
strong.
pushing through the doors of 110.
Yes, come through, IC Norcom.
Help our cause. It's right under the virtual raffle on the fundraisers. Under fundraisers, we do currently have a fundraiser going on, and our current fundraiser right now is a virtual raffle. We have different items that we're raffling off, such as the Finney Smith jersey, Dorian Finney Smith jersey, CJ Watson's jersey. We also have books of IC Norcomites that have written and have donated to our cause. So you can, we have purses, we have the electric eye photography, a gift certificate, Walmart gift card, Navy Federal, we have massages, and Roger Brown's. And you choose which one you would like to bid on, pretty much, or put in your bids for. And we will, the last day for our virtual raffle will be this week at the Walk Around. We will, all winners will be pulled electronically with the computer at 2 o'clock, and everybody will be notified, winners and non-winners. So that's another thing that we're doing to help raise money. Typically, for what I'm finding is we try to do what we can in the beginning of the year up until the walk around to generate as much funds as we can have for our scholars. But this is a definite, if you can't come to the walk, you can go to our website for the virtual fundraiser.
All right.
And I like to add that when you come out there, bring your lawn chair, especially
Yes.
Thank you,
anybody,
James.
anybody from the 72 classes on down, bring your lawn chairs, because if you sit on that grass, you might have to find someone to pull you up off the grass. Bring your lawn chairs and let's make this an affair where we can interact and mingle. And a challenge goes out to the Manor Mustangs. They had representatives there last year supporting us. We supported you all for your name change. So this is a challenge to the Manor Mustangs. And if you want to call yourself Woodrow Wilson presidents in these days and times, go ahead. Woodrow Wilson. But anyway, I would even if I came out of Woodrow Wilson, I would consider myself a Mustang, but that's just me. I wouldn't associate with Woodrow Wilson.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
That's why it's good to know your history.
It's important to know your history.
Yeah, and I want to say this. I think a lot of people came out of Norcom and started, you talk about going to college and starting your political awareness. But we had a lot of people coming out and starting their political awareness, Colonel, at IC Norcom. In our class, we had Dolores Overton come out. Ray Smith eventually became school board and city council person. In 1970, we had 2 guys to come out as judges.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 guys come out of the same class, end up to be judges.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Morrison and
Ken
who's the other
Melvin.
one?
Ken
Ken
Melvin.
Melvin.
Mhm.
And that's unusual. I don't know how many schools can say that, you know, two judges coming out, or at least African-American schools. So the history is rich, and it's why it needs to be preserved. And one of the missions of the IC Norcom alumni is to keep that rich history and pass it on and make sure the young folks coming through Norcom now, because I saw a young person one time that was at a game and they weren't too enthused about what was going on. I said, well, that's okay. When you graduate, it might take a few years, but that spirit is going to hit you at some point in your life. It needs to hit you now, but at some point it's going to hit you, and you're going to realize the education you got beyond the classrooms at IC Norcom.
Exactly. And you know, and James, and as you mentioned, that it's important also to mention that for many years, we've had to fight in order to keep Norcom High School. Your class, I think 72 was the class that walked out of IC Norcom High School? Or was the
Yes,
class
they had
before?
the boycott. Many classes did the boycotts too, but
Did the boycott. So that was back in 72. And then in 91, Samara's class, they had to fight because they wanted to change Norcom into some other kind of school, but they fought to keep the school open. So it looked like every 30 years we were fighting to keep the school open, you know. An amazing thing, when we fought, when they had to walk out at Norcom High School, even people who were not, I see your hand, Misty, I'm getting ready to call you. Even people who were not graduates of Norcom were out on the picket lines. My mother graduated from Robert Smalls in South Carolina, but she was out there on that picket line as well to make aware of the fact that we need to keep Norcom as Norcom is, as Mr. Norcom had dreamed of the school for African-American youth. And I know when I was on the school board, they were going to build a new high school. They didn't want to name it Norcom High School. They wanted to give it a name like Portsmouth High School. So those of us who were from Norcom High School, Ray Smith served on the board with me, Bernard Griffin, those of us who were there on that board, we had to fight to make sure that Norcom remained a major high school in Portsmouth, Virginia. So there have been many fights to keep Norcom open and to keep Norcom, keep the spirit and the history alive. Misty, I'm sorry. Go ahead, baby.
Thank you, Aunt Leah. I just wanted to piggyback off of Mr. Overton's comment when he mentioned Wilson and Manor High School graduates. We can't forget about the Craddock Admirals.
Exactly.
So Craddock Admirals and also Churchland Truckers, we welcome you and will gladly embrace you as associate members. That's all I had to add.
All right.
My wife is a Craddock Admiral, and only by she got caught up in when they rezoned Truxton. She was already buying her maroon and gray outfits. And
wonderful.
They zoned Truxton to Craddock. So she's an honorary IC Norcom Greyhound, even though she has, you know, a little Craddock.
But Leah,
yes, sir.
As I when you were talking, I tried to go to the website, and there's a glitch in your donation buttons. It says you can't make the donations in there. So you got to, whoever does your software engineer person, IT person needs to look at that.
Samara Montgomery, get that straight, Samara. We need that donation, Samara.
Right, well.
I know, right?
She's working on it, Colonel, as you speak, okay?
Yes.
She's working on it as you speak. And you know, and I just want to mention one other thing. At the alumni meeting on Tuesday night, I did open it up to anyone who wanted to come on Zoom this morning. They would have the opportunity to come on. I don't want them to think that we just arbitrarily chose individuals to come on, but we opened it up to anyone who wanted to come on Zoom. So I didn't get any takers, so I didn't send any links out to those others, but we're thankful for those who are watching us live and those who are sending information live. We do appreciate each and every one of you, because every person who's a member of the Alumni Association are important. You are important because you give of your time, you give of your money, you give of your energy to support IC Norcom High School. I need to mention also, James.
And wasn't that a great event for that class of 1973? Had the opportunity after all those years, because you know how that must have been to them to go 3 years, or well, 3 years in their senior year, they got switched to different high schools, and they still had that Norcom spirit. And then years later, they were recognized as an IC Norcom class because they called themselves for years the class that never was. That's
Exactly.
1973 class. And they had a ceremony at Norcom where all of those ones that wanted to participate got unofficial, I think, but it meant a lot to them, diploma from IC Norcom. And they had the whole ceremony, graduation ceremony for that 1973 class. And last year they showed up in big numbers.
I was going to say, the 1973 class has been amazing. The class that never was, they have been amazing. I think they're going to rule the yard again this year.
Yeah,
I really think they're on the way.
They waited about 30 years for that ceremony to happen.
Exactly.
Recognized as IC Norcom graduates.
That's great. That's great information. Samara, you probably will attest to this. 1973 was a great year.
It was.
It was.
Yes, it was.
That was the year of their birth. Y'all give me a break, please.
Oh, I see. I thought, okay. Well, yeah, it was.
Not out to the mighty class of 73. We feeling that.
That's the year of their birth, so they wouldn't mind if the class of 73 rules the yard on Saturday.
We would, because we may love on them. We're going to love on them.
That's right.
By default.
I always love coming on, listening to the rich history, because you're never too old to learn new information. And that is why we are encouraging a lot of young individuals that are currently at Norcom and those that have recently graduated to be sure to join the Alumni Association. I was a mere morsel at one time myself, graduating, and didn't realize the significance of the Alumni Association. It wasn't until I got older, but now our president, Leah, just wants to bridge the gap so that all of us can connect and not necessarily wait 30 years to come back to the association. You can connect with the association right now while you're in school. We do have some individuals that volunteer that are coming, and it's not just for when you graduate. So if you're currently at Norcom and you are looking for service hours, or if you're looking for a way to spend your time, especially knowing your history, we encourage you, come to our meetings. They're virtual as well as in person, the first Tuesday of every month. You don't have to wait till you graduate, but it's great if you get started early.
Don't wait till you graduate.
Colonel,
right.
Being the colonel and you were a recruiter, and if you went before Norcom students now, seniors, juniors, or whatever, what would you tell them about the opportunities that the military could bring to them? Because not everybody's going to college, or can do a combination of both. And so what would you say to a class if you can? And hopefully you'll get that chance to do that one of these days. Talk to the class.
Yeah, I would tell a young person today, like I tell everybody, one, you have to keep your record clean, because that's going to affect you not just in the civil service, military, or in the civilian sector, the three things. One, if you're not going to go to college, not everybody is ready or can afford it now. Look at the trade schools, because they are out there. And then there's also a wide periphery of opportunities in the military, and to do your own vetting to see what's going to be a good fit for you. Going back to that, but as you leave the nest, that means leaving the home, organizations like this and these kind of talks, we always express our wants of saying, or need to say, know your history. Because if you don't know your history, things will, what I call the Confederates of the country, will take you back to the days that where you don't have the opportunity or will not have the opportunities that you have today, because a lot of your parents and grandparents didn't have the opportunities that you have today. And they are taking us back. If you look at all the and this is a political piece, all the stuff going on in the news when they talk about Roe versus Wade, that is just the start of the Confederates want to take us back. Right now, they're talking about abortions and healthcare access. But the second step of that is to take away all of birth control, IUDs, and that little pill you take for birth. That's the next stop. And then you will get back to same-sex marriage. And then they'll go back to Loving versus State of Virginia, where it has, they want to overturn biracial marriages. And then the next step will be what? As a person of color, we'll go back to the 50s, separate but equal, when they want to go back to Plessy versus Ferguson. So it's all of knowing about your history that they want to take away. And Leah talked about, and we talked about earlier, about the protest taking the name of I.C. Norcom away. That is how you wipe away the past and about the history. And so all this is interconnected. So Slim talked about the opportunities of the military. Yes, that is there. What we're trying to say is you have to keep your eyes open, know your history, and also progress within any way you go. But you also got to keep that your record straight. You can't hang out, because if you hang out with the boys on the corner, you can be a good kid, but trouble is going to catch you. So you got to know who is a real friend, and you got to tell some of them friends, I'm sorry, but I can't be here with you, because you ain't got nothing going to you. Go ahead.
Let me just add this, Colonel, and this is a subject for another day, but I have to throw this in, as they're talking about the Roe versus Wade and what might potentially happen this summer with the Supreme Court. It's never talk about the responsibility of the man in all this. You know, a lot of times it wouldn't be a need for an abortion. The men didn't participate.
If the men were responsible.
About the man's responsibility of holding back or doing what because a lot of these things happen as a result of rape or, and incest or something like that. So, like I said, subject for another day, so we'll talk about that. But I had to throw that, as I hear all this, and it's mostly ruled by a lot of older white men that are legislators or something like that. And it's never conversation about the man's responsibility in the whole picture of this thing. But anyway, I'm sorry, we can get back to
and getting back to one comment on that.
Go ahead.
You look at the suit that's before the Supreme Court. It emanated out of the state of Mississippi.
That's right.
One of the poorest states in the country. They always rate number 49 or 50 in healthcare, always in education, incomes, and so on and so forth. And they keep putting what I call the Confederates back in office. And if you look at with the word Confederates, what do they represent? Anti-women, racism, sexism, and so forth. And also destroying this country. So get out and register to vote also for that young person. If you're an 18, you better show up at the polls. It's just not good enough to register. You better show up and polls and pull that lever.
Colonel,
keep them out of office.
And as you say that, Colonel, and we're going to get back to Norcom in a minute, but a lot of people think that the Roe versus Wade would be the first major event that this Supreme Court has overturned. But we have to remember they overturned the Voting Rights Act.
Yes.
So, if you don't know your history, you're in bad shape. And you need
Yes.
to get out here and vote, and you got to vote people into office who share your interests. You got to make sure that the people that you vote for are the right people. And
Yes.
don't vote because they're your friend. Don't vote just because they're Black. Vote,
Yep.
find out what the issues are, and what they stand for. So, Colonel, thank you. We knew we were gonna get a little politics, Colonel. We appreciate that every time. We really do.
Yes.
But
Yes.
once again, we want to really encourage and invite everyone to come out to the IC Norcom Greyhound Walk Around, which is on May 14th. You can go on our website to sign up to register. And if you don't register on site, you can register. If you don't register online, you can register on site. And we have the virtual raffle going on. We need you all to support us for this virtual raffle. Our goal was $5,000. We're far short of that $5,000. But I know that with all those amazing Greyhounds out there, you're gonna go over on that site, and you're gonna go to our virtual raffle, and you're gonna put your money on some item. And it's not important what the items are. The important thing is we're raising money for scholarships for scholars. We're raising money to help the students at IC Norcom High School. We need you to assist us. We need you to make us successful. We need you at the Greyhound Walk Around. We need you to come out. We're gonna have great music by DJ Clean. We're gonna have some great music out there, and it's gonna have food out there, and it's just gonna be an entertaining weekend for Greyhounds, a time for us to come together, to celebrate each other, to celebrate IC Norcom High School. That's why we do what we do. You know, sometimes Samara and I would get a little discouraged, and then I have to go back and tell Samara that sent her and Misty a note the other day, says, it's not about what we go through. We have to remember, we are there for the students of IC Norcom High School. We were a little discouraged because people were not signing up they were not participating in the virtual raffle. They were not signing up for the walk around. We became a little discouraged, but we have to stay focused on what our purpose is. And regardless as to who registers, who does not register, who supports the the virtual raffle, who does not support the virtual raffle, the importance we stay focused that we are there for the students of IC Norcom High School, and we are there to maintain the legacy, the history of IC Norcom High School. That's our purpose. Now I turn it back over to you all. Everybody's quiet all of a sudden.
But Samara, did you fix the
I'm working on it now. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm going to just I'm going to take it out for right now until I because I thought I had fixed it while we were
And while she's working on fixing that button so that you can make a donation, it's Misty?
Yes.
You lit up. So tell me what you have to say, sweetheart.
I just wanted to share something that I'm always amazed by in terms of being a graduate of Norcom. As we all know, Portsmouth is a small town, but we as citizens of Portsmouth, we have a big heart. To us, it's a big city. But I will say that when you meet a person, when you meet a person that's not from the Hampton Roads area or Portsmouth, and they know of IC Norcom, it's definitely a testament to the legacy, the pride, and the tradition of IC Norcom. So it's almost like the pride is contagious.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, it's a blessing if you attended Norcom, but even if you didn't and you want to be part of a family of people that want to make a difference, you know, in the lives of some of the children and students of Portsmouth. Joining the Alumni Association is a wonderful thing.
Thank you, Misty. And as Francis Chavis just wrote, if you can't attend the walk around, you can still give a donation. We appreciate all donations from those Greyhounds who are out of town. If you're out of town, you can still donate to the walk around.
Greyhounds and non-Greyhounds.
That's right. You can still participate in the virtual raffle. You know, we love you. We know you can't be here now, but one thing we're looking to next year, we are looking to bring back that grand reunion next year, since it's our 110th year. We're looking to bring that back. And so we're looking to bring all of you back so that we can once again, and all, of course, everything is dependent on what's happening with COVID. COVID will make that determination for us, but we are in the planning stages. So we'll have a venue for you to come back to celebrate your history, your legacy, and with your classmates. It's important. And, you know,
Yeah.
I just cannot, I think back to how many years we've given scholarships out, but we've not been in the forefront for the kids to know who we are. And that's why we're having the scholarship luncheon, so that these kids can meet us. They can know who we are. They can know that these are people who you can contact once you get out of school. So we're just trying to bring the young people in with the Alumni Association so that they will know. We got one young man who has been working as our rep from the school, Mr. Janari. And we have Cole Brown, who's been coming to the meetings. So we're encouraging the young people. These are high school students. So we're encouraging these high school students to come to our meeting as well. And as Samara stated, we meet the first Tuesday of each month at 7 o'clock in the library at IC Norcom High School. And we are also virtual on Zoom for those who can't attend the meeting in person. And we just encourage all the Greyhounds to come out. Somebody made a donation online for Event Groove. Thank you so very much. We appreciate you so very much. It just popped up. That was you, Colonel.
That was me.
That was Colonel. Thank you, Colonel. We can always depend on the Colonel supporting whoever comes on our show. Colonel supports them, and we want to thank Colonel Thomas Chapman, who's married to the lovely Antoinette Chapman from the class of 78 for that donation. Thank you so very much. A Western Branch graduate, but you can be an associate member for $15, Colonel. We'll bring you into the family as well, okay?
Yeah.
but it is just, James, go ahead. James?
Actually, he's already in the family. He's my cousin, so he's automatically.
No, we want him in the Norcom family. He's in the Overton family, but we want him.
If you listen, I said he's already in the Norcom family.
Oh, he is.
Anybody related to me is an honorary Norcom Knight.
After they
So
pay,
he just has to
after they pay the membership dues, James.
That goes without question. That goes without question. I'm just saying, I claim all my family as I see.
Okay.
That's
Well,
it.
They will pay, Leah. Okay.
Okay, we claim Thomas Chapman as well. Chapman is a member of the Norcom family. Okay.
Yeah.
But anything anyone else has to say? My goodness, this has been, the last couple of shows we've had has just been so enriching, folks. I'm just loving this Portsmouth Coffee Talk.
Yeah. As we wind down, I want to say Portsmouth Coffee Talk will be out there. And if there's any hams out there, and when I say hams, I'd like to be on camera, we'll be doing some live interviews with whoever's out there to talk about your Norcom experience. And, we'll save that and probably pass it on to the alumni. But we'll be out there, filming and doing some live interviews. So we appreciate the opportunity. I want to give a shout out to Wesley Van, class of 1971. He lives in Atlanta now. He's online. Michelle Smith, of course, and Wilberta Carter, who graduated from Manor in 74, but all her people, grandparents, dads, and cousins graduated from IC Norcom, and she actually taught at IC Norcom. And so I want to shout out to her and Lloyd Armstrong, class of 74.
Francis Chavis, class of 68.
Eric,
if I'm not
Herman,
mistaken.
thanks for listening. And shout out to all you that were listening today. We appreciate you. And please support us. And I'm going to go on my class's page today and make an appeal, a challenge to them to show up and show out and wear their 72 shirts. So we can be the champions of the yard.
James, we got a special tent waiting for you. But like I said, I think the class of 73, the class that wasn't was. I think they are the ones who are gonna show up and show out. Unless that class of 91, I know Angel Jones is working hard for the class of 91.
Shout out to Angel.
My class, the class of 68, y'all are a little stagnant here. I can't stand this. I expect we're usually the rulers of the Greyhounds. I need the class of 68 to come, class of 67 to step up to the plate, But but let me just mention one other thing, James. I know we're overtime, but on Thursday, the 19th, I think it is, Portsmouth Coffee Talk will be at Norcom High School, where they're unveiling a piano that was given to the Norcom School, I think it was 1953 by the AKAs. That piano was sent off to France to be refurbished. And that piano will be on display at the concert under Mr. Joe Harmon's leadership on the 19th. So we encourage folks to come out to Norcom. They're going to do a rededication of that piano at that event at 7 o'clock at IC Norcom High School. Portsmouth Coffee Talk, we will be there as well. So I wanted to say that as well, James. And James, before we close as well, Samara can play something for us that I think everyone would love to hear and that we all know so well. Before we do that, before you play that, Samara, James, do you have any last words? Colonel, do you have any last words?
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to my sister-in-law, Darlene Butler, who taught.
Darlene, that's my good friend. I didn't know. Oh,
yeah, that's my sister-in-law.
I love Darlene.
Yeah, she taught at Norcom like 28 years or
Yes,
something.
she
A
did.
long time. She's retired now, so I have to give her a shout out.
Wonderful. Tell her I love her so much.
Yes,
okay.
I will.
Okay. James.
And I just show up and show out, and you can keep up now that I won't be running, so I'm gonna be walking. I might slip a run in there. I don't know, but my doctor is he's always watching.
But the last time I walked over a mile, so I'm gonna have to beat that this time. I kept going and kept going and kept going.
Everybody had finished walking, and Leah kept on walking.
Had to keep walking. So
yeah,
I plan to beat that this time. Okay. And I challenge everybody to come on out and walk with me. Let's get past that mile mark. Okay.
Yes. All
Misty,
right.
do you have any final words, Misty?
I just want to say to Mr. Overton, I'm glad. I hope some of your 72 classmates come out because you may need them to assist you. You start to feeling tired.
Yeah. I ain't no ways tired.
Exactly. But I'm looking forward to Saturday's event, and to everyone online listening, please come out and support us and just have a good time, fellowship, and support the vendors. Even if you can't come for the walk and you just want to come by to support the vendors, that will be greatly appreciated as well. Just come out and do your part and enjoy. That's all I have.
Samara?
The same. We encourage everyone to come out. Parents, we know that there is a feeder school event going on that is going to be on the track. So we encourage you, if you are already going to be at Norcom because you have your son, daughter, or niece, nephew, grandson, grandchild that is where Norcom is the feeder school, and you're coming to an event that's going to already be there on the track and field, we urge you to just walk on over and get a little Greyhound love from the Alumni Association. We would love for you to come over into our event. That way you can see what we're about and you can see it in person.
And before we leave, James, I must say, and Misty, I thank you. We must thank each of our Alumni Association board members. We have Vivian Hardy, who served as our treasurer for many, many years. Ethelyn Fain, who is our recording financial secretary. We thank you. Francis Chavis, who has been our secretary for years. Laura Armstrong is our assistant secretary. Ray Smith is our chaplain. I mentioned Ms. Beverly Odom is our membership lifetime chairperson. And most of all, our Samara Montgomery, who is my right hand. We're up to 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning talking about Norcom issues and what can we do and how can we get people to support IC Norcom High School. And that's on a daily basis. And Misty Hayes for coming in and working out that electronic piece for our membership. I just appreciate each and every one of you. And I appreciate all the time that you have given to IC Norcom High School. And our former president, Lynn Brownlee, who did an amazing job during COVID to keep us alive and keeping us up and well. I do want to mention as well that we served lunch last week during Teachers Appreciation Week. We had sandwiches and chips and drinks and dessert for the teachers and all of the staff at IC Norcom High School. That's what we do. We're here to support IC Norcom High School in any way that we can. And we are thankful for the relationship that we've developed with Dr. Foster.
Dr. Foster, yes.
So, you know, it's a good relationship between the school and the administration and the Alumni Association. So we're just appreciative for everyone who has joined in with us to make this thing successful. And we need you to participate in the virtual raffle. We need you to also participate in the Walk Around. For all of those great Norcom leaders in the city of Portsmouth, come out and join us, support us for this event. And James, we're well over the time, 7:45.
One last thing. IC Norcom is now officially a HBHS.
I like that, James. HB,
Historically
Black
High School.
And there's so few left. There's so few left in the nation. There are not many left in the nation. So.
And before alums, if you get a chance, go to our Portsmouth Coffee Talk morning and evening edition YouTube page and check out our videos with Horace Savage and Mr. Emery Fields.
Yes, yes.
I'm sure if you haven't seen it, you're going to enjoy the conversations with these two guys that are 96.
Yeah.
Both of them are 96 years old, and the information they share about their time at Norcom. Horace Savage actually went to Norcom, and Mr. Fields came to Norcom from New Orleans, I think.
New Orleans, yes.
Yes, so go to our YouTube page and check those videos out. If you are a Norcom alum or not, you will thoroughly enjoy the conversation we have with these two guys, the wisdom that they share with us and their experiences, just life in general. I think you'll enjoy. That's all.
Okay, so Mary, do I have to do a share page for you to play the last thing?
Yes, yes.
Let me do a share screen real fast, folks. Oh, wait a minute, I'm doing it wrong. Wait a minute, let me go out of here.
Let's click on my name.
I don't want that. I'm gonna go out of here.
What I think is coming, I'm gonna do this right now.
Take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off. I was click on Samara's name, okay. Make host. I'm learning new things here. I tell you, these young folks. Okay.
Okay.
And I don't take it off for the national.
Okay, Colonel, you can take your hat off too, darling. This is important. Mr. Joe Harmon and the IC Norcom Chorus. right. Once again, I
Yes,
just want to
awesome.
say thank you. Thank you all. Thank you for allowing us to come on today, James and Colonel. Thank you for giving us this time today. And it's been special. Ladies, you all were amazing.
Thank
Those
you
who
so
are
much for
online,
having us.
thank you for
Thank
keeping
you
us.
for having us.
Thank you for keeping us in check. Those of you online, Joe Harmon is watching. He did see his choir sing the alma mater, but it is the school that we love best. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Mr. Overton. Thank you so much,
Thank
Colonel.
you,
Thank you,
Colonel.
Madam President.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. Okay, guys, let me stop this recording.